Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chuck. I just wanted to hop online right now and do a tutorial on how to get the visual Winamp plugin for the AlienFX on a Alienware keyboard to go with the beat of the music. I made a video where I had shown the visualizer in action, and a lot of people have been asking how I got it working and if I could send them the files. I'm having a hard time supporting people that way. I try and send the files, and I get failure daemon notices that the email didn't go through for whatever reason, so I decided I would just go ahead and do as comprehensive a tutorial as I can. This is going to be my first tutorial, my first video that I've done pretty much ever, except for filming my keyboard, so it'll be easy on me, and we'll get through it. Hopefully this is helpful to anybody. If you know anybody else with a laptop that wants to do something like this with the AlienFX, forward it over to them. Hit the like button down below, leave comments, whatever the case. If you have any problems, just hit me up. So we will get started. So the first step is obviously to have an Alienware laptop or PC that has an AlienFX lighting system in it. After obviously you get that, imagine you probably wouldn't be here if you didn't have it or anticipate getting one. You're going to want to download and install Winamp. If you've already got Winamp installed, then the first thing you're going to want to do is go and visit Ingrader's blog. There's going to be links in the description below. There's going to be two blog pages that you're going to need to go to. First one is his Winamp AlienFX plugin. This is the first one he made. Right here, halfway down, you'll see the visual AlienFX zip file. If you click on that, you could save it. Save it wherever you like. Obviously, you need to be able to get to it. I just save it to my desktop. So once you have that downloaded, then you're going to want to unpack it. So I would make a file, call it AlienFX for Winamp, whatever you want to do. Then you're going to want to open this up with WinRAR or whatever archive unpacker that you like. And then you're going to want to take all of this and unpack it down into that file. You can see I've already done it, so we'll just let that be. Don't worry about the LEDs tester. This comes later, but what you'll have are these guys. And this is mostly what you're going to deal with until you're ready to start testing the LEDs. So once you have this all set up, the next step for you would be to enable hidden files and folders, and then we're going to go ahead and place everything where they belong. So in order to enable hidden files and folders, you're going to want to go down here in the search bar. It's pretty much the easiest way. Type in show hidden, and you'll see right here at the top, show hidden files and folders. Click on that. Under the view tab, down here you're going to see show hidden files and folders and drives. Click on that, hit apply, and hit OK. Alright, now we're going to go through. You'll notice there's a README file right here. If you open up that README file, if it gives you a weird, like what do you want to open it with, just open it with Notepad. Once you open it up, right here under Install, it's going to show you exactly what files are going to go where. So you're going to start with this guy here. Once you find that guy, let's just pop this over here off to the side. Once you find that guy, you're going to want to just simply copy. And then you're going to want to go to your Winamp root directory. It tells you on here that the Winamp root directory is under Program Files right here. It says typically it's on your C drive, Program Files, Winamp. If you've installed this somewhere, if you did like a custom installation and chose the directory yourself, obviously you'll know where it's at. But if you just did the typical installation, it says it should be under Program Files, Winamp. For me, if you don't find it there, for me it was actually under Program Files 86. So let's go there. Here's the Winamp folder. Now, once in the folder, this is the root directory for anybody that's not familiar with the term. It's the bottommost directory before you go into any of these subfolders. So you're going to want to take that first one that you copied and paste it right here in the root directory. I've already got mine placed where it's at, so if this is your first time doing it, obviously this isn't going to pop up. It'll simply paste it right over. So once that's done, go back over here, and then we've got the second row here, and you're going to want to take this guy here, the visual Winamp AlienFX plugin, and it's going to go to the Winamp directory in this plugins folder. So again, you're going to want to go over here, You're going to want to get the proper one, which is this guy here, the Visual Winamp AlienFX Plugin. You're going to copy that, and you're going to pop that right in that plugins folder. And again, I already have it in here, so I'll just go ahead and leave it the way it is. Now this next part, this is why you had to enable hidden files and folders, because you've got to get into the app data. So you're going to want to go to your C drive. Under users, you're going to want to click the user that you're logged in as. In my case, it's Chuckles. Right down here, you'll see app data. Click on app data, go to roaming, and again, this file extension is outlined right here. So to your app data, Winamp, plugins directory, tells you that it's under users, your name, app data, roaming, Winamp, plugins, and this says it's for Windows Vista and Windows 7. So obviously this is, I'm on Windows 7 now. So this is the only thing that I could really speak for. I wouldn't be sure if it's not here where it would be on Windows Vista, but I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find. So then you're going to want to go ahead, and again, under users and app data, under roaming, go to Winamp, and then there's that plugins folder. That's where this third and final one goes. And then once you put, obviously you can see I've had it here. I've got a couple extras here. You're not going to get these until you go through and do the configuration and write the XML. But what you're putting in there would be the, right here, the AlienFX visual config.xml. So that's this guy here. Now once you've put everything where it belongs, then we can close this out. Now your next step, after you've enabled hidden files and folders and placed everything where they belong, is now you need to locate the USB ID for your specific model. In my case, it's an Alienware 14. In order to do that, he actually had an updated blog that you can find. Again, the link will be in the description. And this updated blog goes through and it tells you how to find the hardware ID for your specific AlienFX. So this is all in German, but what it's telling you to do is to get to your device control panel. You're going to want to basically go to your device manager, however it is you want to get there. Once in your device manager, you open up human interface devices, and what you're going to want to focus on at this point are the HID compliant devices. You can see I've got like 7 or 8 of them here. You're going to want to open these up, and then you're going to go to details. And then you're going to go here to device description. It's a drop-down menu. And just find hardware IDs just towards the top. Click on hardware IDs. And then you're going to look at this information here. And what you're looking for is something that looks roughly like this here. So you can see it says USB/VID. This last portion is actually what you want to focus on. I've gone through all the hardware IDs, and not one of them looks anything like this here. So when you find something that's got the 4 digits, the ampersand, the RAV, the underscore, and 4 more numbers, then that's probably going to be your AlienFX device. In my case, I think mine is the 3rd one down. So I'll open up details, hardware IDs, and there we have it. So you can see it's got the 4 numbers, the ampersand, RAV, underscore, and then the 4 digits, just like this. It's a little different, but it's going to be the same format. So the number that you need to focus on here is this, the 0525. Now this is my specific hardware ID. I believe all of the Alienware 14s are going to be the same, but if you've got a 17 or an 18, or if you've got an M14, M18, it's going to be a little bit different. I think my M14 was like 0500 or something like that. I don't remember. But you get the point. You're going to take these 4 numbers, the 0525 in my case, and you're going to want to take note of those. That's going to be your hardware ID. Now once you've got your hardware ID, and close out of all this stuff here, you're going to want to go ahead and download the AlienFX LEDs tester. So you just click on it. It'll ask if you want to download it. You can save it to wherever you'd like. And this is also going to come in a zip file. So you're going to want to use, again, WinRAR or whatever else you like to use to unpack archives. And what I did was, in the same folder that I made a subfolder called LEDs tester. And then once you unpack it, you'll have these two guys in here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull out my phone here and I'm going to record what is going on with the keyboard, and I will integrate it in with this video just to give you an idea of what it is that you're going to be looking for. So, first off, let me turn my AlienFX on. I'll just go to a random color. Everything fires up. I guess pink is the color today. We're going to go here. We're going to open up the AlienFX LEDs tester. And it's going to bring up this little DOS looking box. And then it's just a little disclaimer of some sort. I haven't had any problems. I wouldn't worry about this again, just like the disclaimer states. I'm not responsible if anything goes wrong. So right here, under continue, I'm going to click yes. It's going to ask me if I want to test a custom device. I'm going to say yes. It's going to want me to enter that product ID that we had just found out. In my case, it's 0525. In the blog, if you read, he actually tells you to throw an X in between the first and last three. So my 0525 now turns into 0x525. So if that makes sense, great. If not, just read it. It doesn't really have to make sense. You just got to do it like that, and if you do it like that, it'll work. So I'm going to hit enter. It's going to say, is it a new AlienFX device? I'm going to say yes. It's going to tell me to enter the name. Now at this point, you name it whatever you want. Since it's an Alienware 14, that's what I'm going to name it, Alienware 14. It's going to tell me to make sure that if I have a laptop that my touchpad is enabled. It is. I'm going to hit enter to continue. It tells me that that it's disabling all the LEDs. Clearly you could see that everything is turned off except the power button here. It's asking me if all the LEDs are off. I'm going to say yes. Something that you should take note of, caps on throughout this process doesn't work for some reason. So if you do have caps on and you're not advancing through these steps, just double check and make sure that caps lock is off. It needs to be lowercase throughout this whole period. Now, as soon as I tell it that all the LEDs have turned off, you could see my lighting zone over here has turned on, and the screen now says testing LED 0, did something change? Yeah, everything was off. Now I have this lighting zone on. I'm going to say yes, something did change. Now it's going to ask me what changed. Now this is your opportunity to name the lighting zone, so when you go to configure the plugin through Winamp, you know exactly what lighting zone that you have control over. So I'm going to name it left keyboard. So I'm going to just name it LK for left keyboard. Once you hit enter, it's going to advance to the next lighting zone. If you look, bam, now the left middle is open. So I'm going to name it, well, first off, it's going to ask you, did something change? Yes, something changed. And it's going to ask you what changed. I'm going to put left middle keyboard. I'm going to hit enter. Now you can see the right middle portion of the keyboard is lit up. I'm going to say yes. What changed? Right middle keyboard. And finally, the fourth and final with the keyboard at least. What changed? I'm going to name it right keyboard. Now, you're going to want to go through this. It's going to go little by little. Some of them aren't going to work. Some of them you've got to look closely for. For instance, I think testing LED 4, I mean, nothing changed. The strips, the Alienware here on the lid, nothing changed. So I forget there's these little status LEDs right here that you've got to really look out for. It's kind of tricky. I'm going to say that no, nothing changed. It's going to move on, LED 5. I'm going to look at the strips, and now we've got this guy here. So what have we got? Something did change. Now I'm going to go ahead and name that left strip. LS for left strip. Enter. And now, as we advance, you'll see the right strip. Hit enter. Did anything change? I see no difference. Let's check the lid, and there we go. There's the lid. And let me just say right here, if we're at this point and none of this stuff is going on for you, then obviously the product ID is probably not the right. Maybe it's a typo, maybe it's the wrong one. So I would double check your work, go back, make sure that you've got the proper product ID, and then try this all again. Make sure the lights turn off, and as you advance, each zone pops up. So let's go to 7, I believe was the lid. So let's say yes. Let's put lid. Next one. And we've got the Alienware logo here. So I'll just name this logo. Next one. I didn't really see anything change. I'll hit caps lock just for a second because you've got the status LED over here. Nothing really happened. So I'm going to say no. Did anything change? Oh, touchpad. So yes, the touchpad did come on. So next, did anything change? I don't notice anything, so I'm going to say no. Oh, there we go. The Wi-Fi LED came on here. So then you're going to want to say yes. You're going to want to name that whatever you want, so on and so forth. And there we go. That's the caps lock that just popped up. And again, you're going to want to double check that caps lock, because unless it's on, the LED is not going to pop on. So if it seems like nothing worked, you want to go hit that caps lock and see if it's, if that's what changed. Yes, we'll name it caps. LED 13. Now this one's tricky. If you look at my power button, you can see it flickering blue and white. That's all it'll do. So if you're not looking closely, then you'll miss that. And I'll name that power, whatever. We're just kind of trying to move right along here. Now that's pretty much it. Now the hard drive disk LED light is coming on now. So we're going to say yes and name that HDD. Sure, why not? So testing 15. Now I'm confident all the lighting zones have been covered, so I'm going to say no, 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 no. So you can see there's a considerable amount of LEDs that just aren't going to do anything. Here I'm going to end the video for the keyboard. And down here it says testing's complete. Please send the results.log file to webmaster at Benjamin Thaut. I actually did email him everything that I had done, and he said he's not really keeping up with it as he no longer has an Alienware computer, but he's very excited that other people are still involved with it. I got to give him mad props. He's the one that put together the base code for this. If anybody wants to pick it up, all of his code is available, open source, and can be worked on. So just wanted to throw that out there. Press any key to continue. Now that we are done, you'll go right back here to the LEDs tester folder, and you'll notice you've got a results.log file. Open that up, and this is what we've got. So it's a new AlienFX device. The model description, we called it Alienware 14. And then we went through, and we put down each of we've got left keyboard, left middle keyboard, you see the point, and then you've got all this code here. So we're going to use this later on when we are making our XML. So now that it's time to make the XML file, I'll tell you what I did to make this a little easier, because I had never dealt with XML before. I thought maybe it was going to be hard, but it really isn't. This is his finished XML that you could see here. And you could see XML version 1.0. So what I did was I literally just took this, I hit copy, and then right on your desktop, just go ahead and make a new text document. And we're going to name that text document. Where does he say? Right here. Nope, just kidding. There we go. It's going to be AlienFX _VIS _devices. So that is what you are going to name this new text document. Now I know that his is a .xml, but we are going to leave this as a txt file for now. Okay, so now that it's set as a txt file, we're going to take this, copy, paste, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this right here. So all of his LED stuff, just the LEDs from the first to the last, go ahead and delete that because you're going to enter all that in using that text or that log that was developed. So first thing you want to do is device name. You want to go ahead and put in here what you had typed in. So in my case, let's open this one back up. In my case, I named it an Alienware 14. Alienware 14. Protocol version, he mentions in the blog to mark this as 2 unless it's an X51, which it is not. I highly doubt anybody at this point has an X51. If they do, just leave this as 1. All other people mark it as 2. And then over here is your product ID. And again, mine was 0x525. So now that this is all popped in and everything is proper, I could start actually writing my lines of code for my light strips. Now this again is very, very easy. You just go right here and you can see what he did. So we could go, let's scroll down so that way it's centered a little better. But I could just literally take this one line, copy, paste, and now I'm going to rename this one here. Let's go back to the results.log and we see our lines here. So I did read that you're going to want to add several zeros prior to the 1. So you're going to want to add a certain amount of zeros prior to these numbers here, and I'll give you another example. So for instance, the left keyboard here, we're going to name this L key, just like we did. Or LK, sorry. LK, and then the code is the same actually. See how it's a 0x1, but you're going to want these 5 zeros in first. I believe that's 5. Yep, 5 zeros. So it's going to be 0x000001. And then the next one, you're going to want to go through and do the same thing. LED name equals left middle keyboard. And then we're going to type in code equals 0x, and let's go right here. So the left middle keyboard was 2. So 0000002. And then you're going to want to go and close it out with that / and the greater than. And then do the next line. And you're going to want to go on like this until you've entered in one for each one of these. Let's do this 4,000 for instance. Let's do LED name. We will do hard drive disk. Named it HDD. The spacing actually isn't really important. The indentations isn't really important. The XML will still work, but this just makes it a little easier to read and keep track of. So you're going to want to go 0x and, oh, sorry, I almost forgot this guy. So we're going to go 0x and it's 4,000, but there needs to be 6 digits. So we're going to say 00400. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4000. So you see the 4,000 is in there with 2 zeros ahead of it. And again, you're going to want to close that off with a / and the greater than. So that's it. That's literally how you make the XML. Copy paste, delete his LED stuff, enter in everything from your .log, results.log. Remember to put the zeros in ahead of these guys here. Once you've got all of these entered in as an XML, go ahead and save it as a TXT. Again, we've got it, we'll say don't save. We've got this right here on the desktop. Now that it's done, let's leave it named as it is, except we're going to go to the very end and change the TXT to XML. Let's going to give you a warning saying it might become unusable. Just say yes. Go ahead and allow it. Now it's an XML file. You're going to want to take this XML file. You're going to want to cut or copy whatever you want to do. And this is going to go right here. Again, users, Chuckles, app data, roaming, Winamp, plugins. And you're going to pop it right in here. Mine's already in here, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Now, we've got everything in place. Excuse me. Everything in place to make this plugin work. To the next step. Okay, so now that we have all the files where they belong, we're ready to start up Winamp. We're going to go ahead and start a song. In my case, the plugin was already started, but for the sake of tutorials, let's go to select plugin. I went ahead and shut it back off. You should see the AlienFX visualization plugin. You're going to want to go to start, highlight it again, and then hit configure. This is going to bring open this box here. You're going to have a series of sliders that you can use to assign different lighting to different zones for different ranges of sound. So under here, under zones, you're going to want to go to left key. Now, when you start off, you're going to have numbers 1 through 32, and they're all going to be on this side where it says available. So what happens is 1 through 4, frequencies 1 through 4 are going to be controlled with this slider here. So what I do is I have them associated with my left key. Again, you're going to have available, you're going to have left key, left middle, right, touchpad, and you're going to go ahead and pop them over and assign the frequencies. Once you've assigned the frequencies to whatever lighting zone you like, you can pick the color, or you can hit random color and it'll go through a whole series of colors, and then as soon as that's done, you close it, and then it'll be available to tinker with. You'll just have to kind of feel your way around. Energy variance factor, not really sure what this means. All I know is you want to get these, I think I have them all set all the way down, and then I have these up here, and right here on the bottom is very sensitive. In fact, you see it stays lit. Let me get my phone out and videotape this part here. So you see right here, when I mess with this, the left key, I assigned 1 through 4. I'm messing with the slider for 1 through 4. And you see it'll change how sensitive it is to that specific frequency of sound. So you want to kind of find that happy medium. I find that as soon as you set the sensitivity somewhere where you like it, and you save this and you close it, for some reason the sensitivity gets ramped up. So you'll just kind of have to feel it out. But you're going to want to go through all the steps for each lighting zone. You're going to want to assign a series of frequency bands to that lighting zone, set the color, and then you'll be able to tinker with the dials up here until you find, obviously, a configuration that you really like. So that is how it is done. I hope this video is useful to you guys. If it is, just throw a like down below. If you have any issues, please leave a comment. I'll do what I can to help out. Anybody else that has also done this, if you see comments in there, people struggling, feel free to chime in and help them out as well. All right, you guys take it easy.